Hello, everyone. I've been talking all this time and I just realized that I'm muted, so I apologize. I did a quick introduction and everything for the lesson. So, everyone, hello. Hi, Giancarlo. How are you today?
Hello, Holly. Fine, thank you.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
And
Yeah, thank you.
hello, Julio.
Hi, Holly. Hi,
How are you?
Giancarlo. Long time no see.
Yeah, hi Julio. How are you? How have you been?
Everything's been great.
Oh, okay.
Everything.
Excellent.
So, Giancarlo, you've been part of Verbling for a while?
Yes, I took some classes some months ago, maybe 6 months ago, 7 months ago. I was here in Berlin,
Uh-huh.
but uh, I I traveled. I was out of Mexico, so I returned, and I like to continue taking my classes.
Awesome. Well, welcome back. Welcome back. And
Thanks
hello,
so much.
Robinson. Hello, Robinson. How are you?
Hello, teacher. I'm fine. Thank you, teacher. How are you?
It's nice. Very good. Nice to see you. Remind me where you were from.
Teacher, I'm from Colombia.
Colombia. Okay. I couldn't decide whether it was Colombia or Mexico, so sorry about that. So I knew it was English speaking though. Um, so no, not English speaking. I meant Spanish speaking. Sorry.
Okay.
So
All right.
hello, Ana Cristina.
Hello, teacher.
Hi. You changed your picture.
Yeah.
Who is that? Should probably know who it is, but is it a celebrity?
Yes, it's a singer.
Okay, it's a singer.
Kurt
Okay.
Cobain, Nirvana.
Is it Kurt Cobain?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, he died a long time ago, so yeah. Anna Carolina, nice to see you again.
Likewise, teacher. Thank you.
Yeah. And Alejandro, nice to see you again also.
Nice to see you again too.
Yeah, right. So what we are going to do today is we are going to read an article about the Elgin Marbles and do some language work around this, and then discuss discuss this. So, first question I have for everybody is, what are the most famous museum exhibits in your country? So if there's more than one person represented in your country, go ahead and talk about one of them, and then another person talk about another exhibit. So let's start with Alejandro. What are the most famous museum exhibits in your country? Tell us about one of them.
Um, I think the most favorite museum here are the science museums, the natural science museums. Are very popular with the children's because
Mm-hmm.
of the dinosaurs exhibits there.
Mm, okay. Okay. Okay, so natural science museums.
Yeah.
Okay. Specifically, why is that? Is it because of the dinosaurs? That's why it's the more popular.
Uh,
And
yes,
do you have a
yes.
lot of them?
Yes, when I was a child, I went frequently uh, in that museum.
Ah, okay. Is,
Uh,
is is this it?
yes, yes. Um, we have several museums. In Buenos Aires, we had one museum, Bernardino Rivadavia is the name.
Uh-huh. Okay.
The most important is in La Plata, the Museum of La Plata.
Okay. All right. So this is that would be. I'm just thinking, oh wow, I think I need to go down there just to see this. I've been to a natural science museum in Ireland, but I've never been in one in the U.S. So awesome. All right, thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
all right, and now let's. So you're the only one from Argentina, and then we have two people from. No, see, we have Brazil. Ana Carolina is from Brazil, and Caco is from Brazil. Um, so why don't you both talk to me about what are most museum exhibits in your country? So, Ana Carolina, why don't you start first?
Okay. Well, I think the Belas Arts Museum um,
Mm-hmm.
is very well known in Brazil. Uh, Also, the Museum of the Imperial Palace in a town called Petrópolis. And, well, um, there is a town called Minas Gerais where we can see plenty of sculptures from Aleijadinho,
Mm-hmm.
a Renaissance artist. And
Mm-hmm.
that's all that I know.
Okay. Okay. So is this the Museum of the Imperial Palace right here?
Yes. Um,
Okay.
Look up for Aleijadinho sculptures in Minas Gerais.
I don't
Because
know how to pronounce. I don't know how to spell that.
I will type on the chat box because he's very
Okay.
famous.
Okay.
He was um he had special needs, and
Oh, really?
even yes, even though having special needs, uh, he made wonderful sculptures from the
Okay.
Renaissance period.
In Brazil. These? Uh,
Yes,
is this what?
yes, I guess he didn't have one hand or something like that.
Mm-hmm. He didn't have one hand. He only had one hand.
Yes,
So wow. Well, and he made these with one hand.
yes,
That's
I
amazing.
don't know. Yes,
That's amazing. All right. This is this is very appropriate for today since it's Easter Sunday. So, all right. And then Caco, since you are also from Brazil, could you uh, tell us of a museum as well, or what are the most famous museum exhibits in your country? Can you tell us of any other museums?
Here in Rio de Janeiro,
Mm-hmm.
um, there is a museum um, with historical pieces from the imperial period. Called the museum is called National Museum, and it is located in a in a big uh, in a big park called
Was that it?
I don't remember. Yeah, teacher. It was this old building. It was the residence of the.
Hello? Hello? Did we lose Caco or did you guys lose me?
no, we lost Kako. We lost
Okay.
Kako.
Okay. I didn't know which one. Okay. So is it Anna Carolina, is this the museum or is that the museum? Are you back, Coco?
This is a museum located in Brazilian capital, located in Brasilia.
Okay.
It was projected by the most famous Brazilian architect, Oscar Niemeyer.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. But this isn't the museum you were talking about, though, right? So, okay. So it's amazing that it's a round building, though. Wow. Okay. So let's go on. Now let's talk about Colombia. We have Ana Cristina and Robinson and from Colombia. So Ana Cristina, can you tell us about one of the most famous museum exhibits in your country?
Here in my city, we have Museo del Caribe. It's a big museum. You can find about our history and our culture. It's and digital and physical museum.
Okay. So is it so it's a history museum?
Yes.
Is this it right here?
No.
No. Okay.
Museo
So
del Caribe.
okay, how do I spell that? I don't know. Museo
Is
Tech, like that. Techna. Could you spell it for me? Practice your spelling.
CAR.
Okay, C-A-R.
No. Museo. Only museo. Teach. No. The letter
Uh-huh.
teach. Uh-huh. I. Yes. ACARE. I'm sorry. I
Uh-huh.
B
B-E.
B.
Okay, that's why it's actually kind of,
De ley la. Museo del Caribe.
that's
De
not right.
ley. Yeah. This is the museum.
Oh, this is it. Okay. Okay, and what does it is it's like a history museum and art and technology? Okay.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ana Cristina. And then we have Robinson. Can you tell us about maybe tell us about a famous museum exhibit in Colombia?
Yes, teacher. In Colombia, the most famous museum, another museum,
Uh-huh.
is the Gold Museum.
Gold
Gold
Museum?
Gold Museum. It's
Oh,
this this museum is in the city center in Bogota.
uh-huh.
It's another historian museum. And in this museum, we have advice or sculpture
Uh-huh.
made in gold.
Wow. So
Uh, this advice was made for indigenous.
uh-huh. By the by
Mm,
the by the indigenous Indians?
yes,
Yeah. Indigenous populations.
yes, it's the most popular museum here in Colombia.
Awesome. That looks great. I wonder why I never. I was in Colombia for about a day, in Bogota for about a day, but we never did go to this. We were interesting. I don't remember where we went.
Interesting.
So,
Okay.
uh, all right. And Ana Paula, welcome. Nice to see you again.
Hello, Holly. How are you? Thank
Very
you.
good. Very good. So we're going country by country, and so what I've already heard about the two museums in Colombia. Can you tell us about another a famous museum exhibit in Colombia? Is there any more? Ana Paula?
Yeah.
Okay,
Excuse me.
can you tell us about any other famous museum exhibits in Colombia? Oh, you're from Brazil. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're from Brazil. Wait a minute. Okay, I got you confused. Yeah, okay, how about in Brazil? We've already done Brazil as well.
I think in Brazil the most famous museum in Brazil is in São Paulo. Probably the Modern Art Museum. I don't know. Probably Caco could help me because I don't know if Caco lives in São Paulo. And then I think he can help me.
Okay. Let's see.
I
That
don't
is done
live,
it?
even though I don't live in São Paulo, Ana Paula.
I'm
I
sorry,
live
Caco.
in Rio, but
Ah,
I know I think you are speaking about MASP, Museum of Arts of São Paulo.
yes.
Is this it? Is this it?
It is the one of the most important museum in Brazil, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Thank you, Caco.
So is this it?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a real famous art museum. Awesome. Thank you. All right. And now Mexico. Jean Carlos, can you tell us about a famous museum in Mexico?
Yes, Holly. I already posted it. It's the
Oh,
Museo de
okay.
Antropología e Historia. It contains many different information about our history, and it contains 11 rooms for archaeology and 11 rooms for ethnography.
Okay.
These rooms are permanent in the museum. Mhm.
Uh-huh. Okay. And is that in Mexico City or where is it located?
Yeah, it is in Mexico City. It's next to the Chapultepec Park, one of the biggest parks. I mean, one of the biggest zoos here in Mexico City.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's in the center of Mexico.
And it shows a lot of different amazing things. So awesome. All right, thank you. And Julio, can you think of something?
I'm sorry.
I'm just going on to the next person.
Sorry, I'm
Julio.
here.
Yeah. Can you tell
Um,
me about a famous museum? Tell us about a famous museum in Mexico.
sure. There is one called El Templo Mayor Museum. I'm gonna write it
Okay.
here.
Okay, I was going to
So,
say El Templa Ma Majora. Is that it? No. Is it which chat are you on? Okay, Temple. Okay, so I was close. I got Templo right. No, I
sure, you
didn't.
got him.
No, I didn't. I didn't get Templo right. El Templo Mayor. Okay, come on, Holly.
All right. So this museum is located inside Tenochtitlan, which was the city where the Aztecs built their empire upon.
Uh-huh.
And you can, besides going to the temple well, or the museum, sorry, where you can see, um, well, a lot of, like stone carvings and tools and the clothing that the Aztecs used to wear. And you can find a lot of just in general like figures and
Mhm.
the stone carvings that the Aztecs made. But you can also visit like the actual pyramids because the pyramids are there, and
Mhm.
there you can see two of the tallest pyramids in Mexico, which is the Sun Pyramid and the Moon Pyramid.
Yes, I remember going to that.
Yeah, yeah, I remember you talked about it a few classes
Yeah,
ago.
I never remembered it. I never knew what it really was. So I don't think I listened. I was 16. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and actually something very interesting is that it was recently discovered that these pyramids are aligned with the stars and constellations that were like it was considered a technological um,
Marvel.
breakthrough
Oh, okay.
for a civilization that didn't have the technology that we have nowadays. So
Uh-huh.
it's perfectly aligned with several constellations and different stars. So definitely it is a marvel of technology and
Uh-huh.
architecture.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I
Okay.
agree, Julio, and I would like to add that Spanish people came to Mexico to build churches over
Mhm.
this temple. This temple is inside the churches the Spanish people built in those times.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually the
Yeah.
city, the Mexico City, which is the capital of Mexico, it was built upon the whole Aztec
It was built
civilization,
over.
the whole Aztec buildings
Uh-huh.
and pyramids. So it was their way to crush completely this
Mhm.
civilization, this empire.
Yeah. Doesn't I think that's pretty typical though. I think of a lot of civil when they do, when they try to conquer another country, they try or another um group of people, they build over their what they have made. Um,
The ancient
all right.
culture. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Um, very good. Thank you. Um, and Nadia, can you tell us about a famous museum in the Ukraine?
Oh, in the Ukraine. Um, so I live in the little city. So I don't know about the famous museum in Ukraine. I visited only the famous museum in Ukraine, in Crimea. It was gallery of Ivazovsky. It's art museum. It's
Okay.
Ivazovsky gallery. Yeah, it's so it's very nice. Yeah, it's the most popular museum in. But I didn't visit any museum in the capital of Ukraine. It's Kiev.
Okay. Is that
Yeah,
is that is it in Kiev? Is that it?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Thank you. And then Rodrigo, you are from Chile?
Yes.
Awesome. I got it. I got it. I never I only remember half the time though, but I remember this time. So Rodrigo, could you tell us about a famous museum exhibit in Chile?
The famous museum is the most famous museum is the Museo de Historia Natural. It's History Natural Museum.
Could you write that
Um,
down? Could you write that down on the chat so I can copy and paste it? So we can look at some pictures
um,
on the Google.
mm, um, for me, is the best species is the mummy, the child mummy is it
Mhm.
was sacrificed in the Plomo mountain in climbing.
Mhm.
Also also in Arica, other city.
Uh-huh.
there in Mommy, Chinchorro Mommy. It's very, very interesting in, and very enigmatic. Enigmatic.
Enigmatic.
Is for me.
Yeah.
Is children momming el plomo.
Okay,
The
so there's a
living
mummy. There's a mummy here.
Yes.
Oh wow! So this is kind of like what Alejandro was saying in Argentina. Is this it?
No, no.
Oh,
It's no necessarily alien. Is
interesting.
see, please see in link in chat.
So wow. Okay.
No.
All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for sharing a little bit about your country. I also want to share. One of the things that my country, compared to many of your country, is actually quite young as far as the history goes, and there are some interpretive centers that have come up that are around the U.S. Let's see, bear with me. That is actually quite interesting for a lot of people. If you're ever traveling in especially in the western part of the U.S., going to an interpretive center, it's actually it's Oregon Trail Interpretive Center. This is in Baker City, Oregon, which is about 2 hours from where I live, and it's basically in the middle of nowhere. So if you're driving through Oregon from the east, you might run into this, and it's right before the mountains, and it has so of course it has wax portions, and it tells stories about the people that traveled from the east to the west coast during that time period, and the different problems that they went through and things like that. And they've got one now and I know there's one in Oregon, there's one in Idaho, which I have not yet been to, and there's one in Nevada, and there's several more, but there's different interpretive centers. So if you like history, and you're in the U.S., that might be something that you would find interesting. And then, of course, we have the famous art museums and the famous museums in New York and Chicago and the big cities as well. But if you're in the middle of nowhere, you might find something like that. So, all right. So let's go ahead and let's read the following text and fill in the spaces using a word from the box below. So we've got the word right here. We have ownership, solution, permission, and mythical. So I will write those words in capital letters on the chat, just in case you cannot see this box when we are reading it. And then everybody will have a chance to read, and I will listen for pronunciation. Please look at the vocabulary and make sure that you understand it, and if you do not, please ask. All right, and let's go ahead and start. A lot of times when I have the smaller classes, for those of you who have been in my classes, you know that I have you read a full paragraph, and since this is a much larger class, I will just have each person read one sentence. If it's a 2 or 3 word sentence, please go on and read the second sentence. So, Alejandro, could you read the first sentence?
Yes, the Elgin Marbles have been described as Greece's most important treasure.
Okay, so remember when we have this sound es, so it's Greece's most important treasure.
Greece's
treasure. All right. Excellent. Okay,
Creative.
and okay,
Yeah.
and then Anna, thank you very much, Alejandro. Anna Carolina, could you read the next one?
Okay. Created in the 4th century BC, before Christ, the frieze was originally over 160 meters long. I don't know how to pronounce. Dep- Depicting, yes,
Okay, that is depicting.
depicting. Okay. What
Depicting. Yeah.
what does it mean?
If something, if you are depicting is representing
Okay.
is
Depicting
what it's about.
ownership battles.
Okay, it's actually not ownership. Does anybody have an idea what that would be? Or you
Um,
want to guess again?
mythical.
Mythical, yeah.
Mythical. Okay.
Mythical. All right.
Depicting mythical battles.
Perfect. All right. And then the next person, Anna Paula, could you read the next one?
Okay. The collection also contains ancient statues from temples nearby.
Okay, so let's look at pronunciation. With one paragraph, it's easier to give that feedback. So this collection also contains. So remember to pronounce the S, and then this one right here, Ana Paula, is statues.
Statues. Okay.
Statues. Okay. All right.
And statues.
Contains, and then statues. So, and it's really easy to swallow the S. So. Okay. All right, thank you. All right, next person. Kako, could you read the next sentence?
While no one would deny the beauty of the Elgin
No.
Marbles.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. Sorry. Continue.
Okay,
I'm
it's
sorry.
here.
Continue.
While no one would deny the beauty of the Elgin Marbles, they are a source of intense controversy today, since they are found not on the ancient Parthenon, but instead in a room in the British Museum in London.
All right. So controversy instead of
Controversy.
controversy. So this syllable right here, TRO, is tra, controversy.
Controversy.
Right. Controversy. Okay, so it's basically a schwa sound, so you do not actually, it's not actually stressed. Controversy. Okay, thank you. And Jean Carlos, can you read the next one?
Yes, from the museum.
Yeah, for just one sentence.
The museum argues that they were obtained legitimately since Lord Elgin was given maybe ownership in the early 19th century by the Ottoman government, who at that time controlled Greece, to remove the marbles. The Greek government hotly contests this argument.
Okay, so instead of ownership, there's another word.
Maybe permission, maybe?
Yeah, permission. Permission is the right one. Permission. Okay, now let's look at this word as far as pronunciation, John Carlos. It's legitimately.
Yeah, it was difficult.
Yeah.
Legit. Repeat. Can you please repeat again?
I'll say it again. Legitimately. So it's legitimately.
Legitimately.
Legitimately. Okay, so this part right here, this A right here, is an sound. Legitimately.
Legitimately.
Yeah. Perfect.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. And then Julio, could you read the next one?
Sure.
Just one sentence.
Okay, the case of the Elgin Marbles raises many questions about the ownership, no, about the medical
No, it's ownership.
ownership,
Yeah.
the ownership of works of art.
Okay. Thank you. And Robinson, can you read the next one?
Okay. In many of the great museums of the world, such as the Louvre and the Hermitage, most of the collection is predominantly made up of works of art collect, collected overseas.
Okay.
overseas.
Okay, so this is the word we need to go over, and this is world. So you need to actually pronounce the D if you can. The RLD, it's all three together. World. So your tongue kind of moves. World. So it kind of moves around.
World.
Yeah, kind of just keep practicing that one. That's one that will require some practice. World. So, all right, and Rodrigo, can you read the next sentence?
From
Should.
yeah, should a very foreign exhibit be returned to its country of origin, making museum purely domestic.
Okay,
There is
so remember, Rodrigo, to always pronounce the S at the end. So making museums purely domestic. Okay, so
making
always, yeah. Okay,
making making is museum purely domestic.
okay, right.
There is a there is fear that returning the Elgin Marble will set a precedent and the demand for the return of others exhibits will become more vocal.
Okay, now, Rodrigo, this word right here is actually it's kind of like this wood.
Would would
Wood. So the
would
the L is silent. So wood. I'm not even sure it needs to even have
okay
to use
would
wood.
would okay
Would. Um. So the main thing is the L is silent there. Okay. And Jinyu, can you read the next?
Hi, teacher. Wait.
Hi. You snuck in here. I didn't see you, so welcome. So yeah, could you read that paragraph and that sentence? The very
Uh,
last one.
of a few would argue for the repatriation of all foreign exhibits. However, it looks unlikely that there's a there's a solution in sight to this controversial issue.
Okay, perfect. Now this word repay is we say we stress this one, so it's a repatriation.
Repatriation.
Repatriation. Okay, so
Repatriation.
what does what does it mean to repatriate something? Anybody know?
Repatriated.
Julio?
Oh no, please go ahead. Uh, go ahead, guys.
Okay, whoever else was talking at the same time.
Well, I was trying to explain.
Okay.
Okay, repatriate means uh, to make it to belong the country sent back to their own country again.
Uh-huh. So to return it back to the original country. Perfect. Yeah, so say for example, if somebody dies in another country, in the country that they weren't born in, and their family wants their body over, that actually is called to repatriate. So has a lot of different ways that it can be used. So, all right. So are there any other words or phrases that you guys do not know from this reading? Please ask.
Teacher, I have some words I don't know.
Okay.
In the first paragraph, the second sentence, freeze.
Created in the 4th century BC, the frieze was originally over 160. That is actually the Elgin Marbles. And that's basically another way of talking about this structure.
I have another word.
So do I.
Okay. And Anna Carlina, why don't you say first, and then
Lady first.
Yep.
Hotly. The Greek government hotly.
Where is it located?
The line 15.
Line 15. Is it okay? Line 15. Okay. The Greek government hotly.
Yes.
Hotly. Okay.
Hotly.
So, okay. So if something is hotly contested, so this hotly and contest go together. Okay. So both of them go together, and if something is hotly contested, it means that it is really they strongly reject this. So the Greek government strongly rejects this argument. So since the Elgin Marbles is from Greece, but it is located right now in London, people are saying that the British should return it back to Greece, and or the other way around. Wait. So the museum. Okay, no, I'm sorry. I got got it wrong. Okay, the museum argues they were obtained legitimately. The British government argues this, but the Greek government says that they were not obtained legitimately. So they are strongly rejecting this previous argument. So and Jinyu, what was another question? Jinyu? You said
I'm
you had
sorry.
another question?
I mute myself.
Oh, okay, don't you hate that? You do that?
The fourth paragraph, the fourth sentence, the fourth word.
Okay, one, two.
More vocal. This word, more vocal.
More vocal. Okay. Okay. If you are more vocal, basically you talk more. So there's a fear that returning the Elgin Marbles would set a precedent, and setting a precedent would basically be a trend, cause a trend, and so more countries would become more vocal, and they would start demanding that that this exhibit be returned, that there are different exhibits be returned. So because museums around the world have things that were found in other countries, so they would start asking for.
Set a precedent. What is precedent?
Precedent. precedent. That would be a trend. Actually, I'm going to let Julio, since you're a lawyer and this is a real common word used in law, and you're a advanced level student, can you explain precedent?
Sure. A lot of pressure here.
Give you some more practice. More practice here.
Sure. Well, I'm gonna try to do my best. When something happens, a situation, um, an event, and the way that people act the way that people react to this event or situation, it creates some sort of story, right? It's some sort of a record of what happened and what people did. So that I think that's called a precedent. It's in this case the return of the Elgin Marbles would set a precedent, would set a record, would set a solution for this problem that other countries may think that, well, since this happened with the Elgin Marbles, then I guess we should do this with all the foreign exhibits, because if you already decided that the Elgin Marbles should go to their country, then that should happen to each and every single foreign exhibit. So that action is called a precedent, something that happens before that might create a tendency in the future.
All right, excellent. Thank you. Thank you, Julio. Thank you very much. In fact, you explained that better than I can, so made it easier. All right. Any other words or phrases in this? This is kind of a difficult article. Has anybody before today heard about the Elgin Marbles?
No, I've never.
No.
Never heard about it. And the last time I taught this lesson, there was a lady actually who had lived in Greece for 30 years in the class, and it was really great because she was able to tell us a little bit more. But it's one of those, basically it's one of those exhibits that all school children, if they live in the local area, will go to and see several times during their school career. And this is pretty much what it is. They'll go to an area where this is, and it's something that is very, very popular. So no, I guess this must be what the Elgin Marbles is right here, and it's in the British Museum now, but the area where it's located is where she said where they would go and visit. So. Anyway, okay, let's go ahead and look at some language work. So, one moment. Oh, wow, we're almost done. Only 10 minutes left. Bear with me a moment. So let's look at some language here. We have some great phrases here in this vocabulary set. So in the context of this article, let's choose the best explanation for the following phrases. We have is a source of great controversy, legitimately, if you hotly contest something, if you set a precedent, or if you repatriate something. So let's start with Kako. Could you do number 1?
If something is a source of great controversy, letter A, people have very different opinions about it.
Perfect. All right. So people have very different opinions about it. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. And Ana Paula, could you read number 2?
Okay. If you do something legitimately, it's legally okay.
It's legally okay. Perfect. Okay. And then next person, Carlo.
If you hotly contest something, It's something you interpret. You don't agree with something. I think so.
Exactly. You strongly disagree or strongly reject the system, this suggestion, if it's a suggestion. Perfect. Christine, can you do number 4?
If you set a precedent, you do what happened before.
Actually, what you do is you create a rule for the first time. So you setting the precedent will create a rule, which means other people will do what happened because of that precedent. So it's actually you create that rule for the first time. Thank you very much. And then we have Julio. Can you do number 5?
Sure. If you repatriate something, you send it back to its original country.
Perfect. All right. So vocabulary building number 2. We'll quickly do this and run to a discussion if there's time. So Anna Carolina, number 1. Can you try that one?
Okay. When Uncle Bernard was sick overseas, he was oh,
Here, let me
well,
give you the words.
flying by. Sorry.
These are the words.
He was teacher. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Okay, does anybody know? No worries. Not a problem, Anna Carolina.
He
Not a
was
problem.
repatriated.
Yes, so he was repatriated. Repatriated. Okay, excellent. So if somebody dies, their body is repatriated many times. Number 2, Jinyu, can you do that one?
The judge blanked by sentencing Bob Smith to 30 years in prison. The judge. Oh, I don't know.
Okay. Can anybody do this one?
Maybe set a
The
precedent.
judge
Yes.
set a
Yes.
precedent.
Yes. So the judge set a precedent, and so what will happen is attorneys for the next class will for another case very similar to that, attorneys will use that case as a reason for the next person to get 30 years too. Okay, number 3, Alejandro.
The prize of best pumpkin was can I see the words? The
Absolutely.
phrases. No, I think it's the first. A source of great controversy.
No, it's number 3. It was
Holy contest.
Yeah, the prize of best pumpkin was hotly contested, so people did not agree with it. Hotly contested. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Number 4, Kako. Can you do that one?
I am thinking, teacher.
Okay.
It's a good idea to buy tickets blank, not from tipped outs. I don't remember. Sorry.
Okay. Can anybody help him? So you can call your friend. Legitimately.
Yeah.
Okay, and so this last one, Giancarlo, can you do that one?
The regions of crop circles mm, are a source of great controversy.
Yeah, so a source of great controversy. Source of great controversy. All right, so does everybody know what crop circles are?
No.
Okay, let me show you. When you see this picture, you'll go, oh, I know what those are. So
Ah,
these are sources of great controversy. Where did they come from? Did they come from humans or did they come from aliens?
okay.
So, and that's a whole class right there. That would actually be fun to really discuss and debate. So it
Something
looks like,
useful.
yeah, exactly. Um, it looks like we are out of time for this lesson. I do want to thank you for your participation. I know it was, for many of you, this was a hard article to look at, and I appreciate your participation. And for the next lesson, if you stick around, it will be privacy in the 21st century, which might be easier. So thank you very much, everyone, and have a great evening. And thank you. Bye.